The reason I never took steroids was just as much about what I perceived to be the psychological risks as it was about the actual physiological risks.
This is exactly what I've been saying. For training programs, meal plans, and coaching, make sure you check out KHPFitnessandTraining.com. What's going on, my fitness seekers all over the world? KHP Fitness here with another video for you. And this time I'm actually covering Sean Nwaneri. I wanted to make sure I got that right this time, because I think I said Noah last time, and I apologize, man. I'm terrible with names. But with that being said, I wanted to go ahead and talk about a recent video that he did, and it touches on a lot of how I feel about it when it comes to steroid use, because I tell people all the time, it's not just the physical, it's also the mental aspect. If the mind is not right, then the body's not right. And you can try to do different things to get the body right without the mind. But in more cases than not, you're going to fail because it leaves the entire engine. It's just like with your car. If the computer's not working, the whole car stalls out and you're trying to figure out, well, I got enough gas, I got oil, all of this, but the computer is just so jacked up, so mentally jacked up that at the end of the day, you can't move it at all. So I've been following Sean for a long time. I would say just seeing his content in general, super popular on YouTube, on TikTok. He has a lot of followers, 600,000 across TikTok and 1 million across YouTube. So he has a lot of reach, and rightfully so. He has really, really good content. He updates regularly and he makes a ton of shorts and long form videos. But I think the shorts is where he goes now. It's because a lot of people have the attention span of a goldfish. We all know this. I came across a video talking about why he stayed natural, and it's a quick short, but I want to break down that short and give you my side of it. I think it's very important that when we talk about these things, we don't want to just be yes man and they're like, yeah, I totally agree. But if it is points that you agree upon and it's logically sound, then why not talk about it and spell upon it on why I stay natural. Now, another thing I like about him is that he's zero BS. He calls out tons of the BS stuff, from supplements to
testosterone. Overrated. It is almost entirely popular because of social media hype, which I think it got because it sounds like testosterone. And also it has serious quality control issues.
To workouts, to false reports of studies, just BS after BS after BS after BS. He points it out, man.
You need to stop doing steady state cardio because it's not a quality way of losing weight long term, and you're going to hate it. And those both work together. And
we need more people like that in the industry that can actually sway minds the way they need to be. But before I dive into this, you guys know exactly what I want. Oh yeah, you know what I want. Go ahead and hit that like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that thanks if you support the channel. And let's get on into it.
The reason I never took steroids was just as much about what I perceived to be the psychological risks as it was about the actual physiological risks. It just seemed like a really sketchy path to go down mentally.
We go down this rabbit hole of thinking that, oh, bigger is better, right? But as we've seen from so many of the bodybuilders who are having all these heart attacks, all these health scares, having heart transplants and everything, even the coolest ones like Joey Swole, these things wouldn't have had to take place if they weren't juicing. Like he said in the video, the mental part of it exasperates however you are. It's just like money. If you're an a-hole underneath, it's going to bring more of that out. You don't just turn that on. It's going to bring out a lot of what you're hiding in there when you go ahead and take steroids. Get you really hyped up, get you really strong, but the side effects is that they get you really upset really quickly. You're just on edge, ready to explode at any moment. The back acne, that's just the outside of it. The inside is it starts messing with all of your organs. It's not a path I wanted to go down.
It's like you do your first cycle, you put on all this extra muscle relatively quickly. I'm sure it's probably cool for a while, but just like anything in life, you're gonna get used to it. It'll just become your new normal. It probably won't bring you nearly as much satisfaction anymore. And then where do you go from there?
That's a really good part. Where do you go from there? When it comes down to your new normals, anything that comes in new in your life, you really appreciate it first. Even let's say if you even get yourself a real fancy car or a new home or anything, at first it's all neat. You don't want anybody to touch it. You can't come in here, you can't eat in here, don't spill anything in my house, be very respectful, boom, 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 boom. And then what happens after that? After a year, 2 years, then they're like, wow, look at that fancy car. And you're like, yeah, it's cool, I like it too, it's a good car. But when you first got it, you were like, wow. Same thing with the house. You're like, whoa, you first get it. And after 3-4 years, you're like, yeah, welcome to my home. The gift and the curse of human beings is that we just get over stuff so easily. It's a shame that we do, but it also is a way for us to deal with things like deaths in the family, loss from like a job or some financial status that you had. Our ability to move on is our gift, but it's also a curse because we get tired of things so quickly.
Now you're dependent on injecting those drugs forever just to maintain your new baseline, and the only way to get to the next level is to up the dose. Then you mentally adapt to that new physique. Now you need even more drugs to maintain it, even more to keep progressing, and it just keeps going on and on in this never-ending cycle. No pun intended.
And that is 100% correct. It is a never-ending cycle. You can never go back to what you were mentally, and it just completely screws up everything you had. So all of that gain that you got from being a natural lifter, if you decide to do it the right way, then you jump on drugs, you're in trouble because you'll never be satisfied. Some people, they don't make it to the other side. Depression goes up, and then you know what comes after that.
I mean, to each their own, but I would say that unless bodybuilding is your absolute life passion, or maybe you compete and make a living from your physique, and you very carefully weighed out the potential long-term risks versus rewards, the vast majority of people are going to be best off to just avoid that process altogether and stay natural. Follow for more no BS fitness tips.
This is so true too. Predominantly, most people who are doing steroids don't even compete. That's the wildest part about it. And you see it from all of these competitions. There's so many people that compete now. They're doing their thing, but there's so many gym rats, gym bros, women who just want to look good, want to get more butt, this and that, glutes and all of this, and they don't even compete. So what they're doing is they're jeopardizing themselves for a little bit of fame, a little bit of TikTok views, YouTube views, just to be called out later, say I don't do it, keep doing it, and then later on, they're deleted from this planet. It's a sad, sad spiral that never gets any better. Lifetime naturals like ourselves, we wear that as a badge of honor. I tell people that all the time. Scott Hermes, just Omar Isuf, quite a few. Sean. That's why I tell people, do the absolute best to build the best physique you can. Because if you do that, then when all the other people are sliding off, you'll be that late bloomer overshooting them. I've done it myself. So many of my friends in high school, not that they were blasting and cruising, but they were all on their game, boom, 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 no days off. And here I am steadily going 3 to 4 times a week, getting it in. And now they look at me, 39 years old, while they all have pot bellies and they're all out of shape and and they can't get back to where they were. They say, man, how you do it? What are you doing? And then they accuse me of doing drugs. And I'm just like, not the case, brother. It's a hell of a compliment as a natural for somebody to say, oh yeah, he's definitely doing something. And people getting into your DMs saying, man, like you've been doing this with bands, you still hitting weights, right? You're still hitting weights. And other people like, oh, I see that you're probably doing something, but if you want to get further, I got extra stuff for you. And that right there is a little bit of a compliment because as you can see from these videos, I train hard, I push myself, I try my best to keep at a low body fat percentage within that 15 to 10 range if I can, maybe a little higher, but I'm working the best I can. And what I am doing is helping people understand that, hey, at the end of the day, it's all about you. You are fighting this battle. Nobody else is going to be there when you stop. Nobody else is going to be there while you're at it, but people respect you more when they see you going for something. Regular is not respected, but when you achieve and when you keep shooting for something, there's always going to be respect there when you're going for something. And that's all I got for you today, guys. Really good video from Sean. He has a ton of content. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on all of his platforms, which I'm pretty sure most of you are. And hit that like, comment, and subscribe for your boy. I'm building myself up. Finally got in a good groove where I can push these videos out consistently with you. I always say, stay natural, guys. Stay lean. It's not where you train, it's how you train. Keep pushing and respect yourself over anything else. I'll talk to you soon.